Don't you just love it when RPGs give you the option to do something that makes you feel super smart? That's a trick question. Of course you do. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on GameRanks, 10 big brain moves we love doing in RPGs. Let's not waste any time. Number 10 is from Dragon's Dogma 2. It's when you reflect Medusa with the Mirror Shield. We love it when games give you alternate ways of beating bosses. This is one of the most satisfying by far. The first boss you fight in Dragon's Dogma is the Medusa, but you don't get a chance for a rematch for quite a long time. Still quite a tough fight, too. It has the ability to instantly kill you with its gaze, of course. That's mythologically correct. It's what one should expect from a Medusa boss, right? Trying to take it on normally can be a tease and quite a challenging battle, but there's a simple way to completely neutralize it. Hidden in the Vermund Castle vault is the Daughter of the Evening shield, and it's basically a mirror. It's pretty much the same thing as the shield Perseus had in Clash of the Titans. And just like in that movie, you can use it to reflect the Medusa's stone gaze right back at it. Just equip the shield and block when the Medusa tries to use its stone vision and you're set. It turns itself into stone, and that's of course an easy victory. It's not the most ideal win condition because you don't get to keep the head and use it as a weapon, but it's satisfying, let's just say. It's like, you thought you could do to me, but I did it right back at you, and it sucks. It sucks to be you, a stone statue now. And number 9 is Skyrim, tricking NPCs into fighting each other. In any game, it's fun to watch enemies and NPCs take each other out for your amusement, but Skyrim makes it just a little more fun. Not a perfect system, it can be a little inconsistent and janky, but honestly, that makes it more fun when it actually works. Sure, there is an easy way to make everybody want to kill each other. You just cast a fury spell in a crowded town and, let it happen. But that's almost a little too easy. Feels a bit like cheating. There's another, much more subtle way of getting NPCs to fight, and all it takes is dropping something valuable on the ground. It doesn't work everywhere. I have to say that. But against bandits and in a town like Riften, works pretty consistently. Just find a place with a few people milling around and inconspicuously drop a few items on the ground. If you're lucky, 2 NPCs will run over and try to claim them for themselves. One will shout something like, I saw it first. I saw this first. What are you doing here? And then a fight will break out. It's never not funny. Also, watching these clumsy oafs try to fight. It's great when it's just one-on-one, but sometimes you get lucky and a whole crowd gets in on it. It's not just a funny thing to do just for fun. It's also an easy way to clear out a bandit camp if you got enough stealth and a bit of patience.
That's all you've got.
And number 8 is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, making a huge mess and watching NPCs clean it up. Unlike Skyrim's total chaos from a simple dropped item, Kingdom Come 2, it's a lot more tranquil and kind of orderly experience. Leaving a ton of valuable stuff in the middle of a busy city street doesn't generate a citywide riot, but it does lead to a whole lot of NPCs carefully sorting and cleaning up everything you dropped in a slow but decidedly less chaotic manner.
This could come in handy. You have a kind master, eh? Much?
There's something actually kind of hypnotic about watching these NPCs do their business, just picking everything up, walking away, coming back for more. It's much more involved than how NPCs in Skyrim would react. Most of them barely react at all to dropped items, and even when everyone fights over something, they never actually pick stuff up. In this game, they do. There's actually an entire system of priorities going on in the background that decides what NPCs go for what items. Higher ranked NPCs like nobles get first pick of the most expensive stuff, and peasants will defer to them, so peasants are more likely to grab the lower value stuff and leave the high value stuff alone. There's a lot going on under the hood here, and it's just fun to watch in a sort of slow ASMR kind of way.
Yoink! That's nice. Look at that! I think I'll take it.
It's mine now.
And number 7, killing the unkillable enemy in Elden Ring. Deep within the somewhat hidden abyssal woods are some of the most unique enemies in all of Elden Ring. These extremely dangerous guys called the Aging Untouchables, and the name should say it all. They appear to be literally untouchable because they seemingly can't be killed. They patrol through the forest, and the second they spot you, they teleport directly into your face and kill you. You don't want to mess with them. So, to progress through this area, you're forced to sneak around through tall grass and avoid them. There is a way to defeat them, though. You'll be surprised here. It's just not easy. Practically suicidal, even. But when you're extremely precise in your timing, it's possible to parry their instant kill attack and counter them, and that kills them instantly. You even get a special talisman for doing it, which is the game's way of giving you a little reward for doing something super counterintuitive. It's awesome when games give you some means to take out enemies like this. It's not easy, so you probably die multiple times attempting it, but man, you feel like a serious badass when you finally get the timing right and completely clown on these normally terrifying enemies. And number 6, in Oblivion, wearing 100% chameleon armor. Pretty hilariously busted game in a lot of ways. Might be my all-time favorite in a big brain trick, though. Oblivion has the ability to enchant your armor, and you can enchant it with 100% chameleon, which makes you completely invisible to everyone at all times. Completely breaks the game. Like, in every possible way, the game is broken. No one can see you. No one attacks you. I mean, unless they're specifically coded to do so, everyone else just doesn't know what to do. You can still talk to people. Once the conversation's over, it's like you never existed. You can steal everything with no repercussions. You can kill people on the streets. They have no idea how to react. I mean, the ones that aren't dead. There's just nothing anybody can do to stop you. Even the city guards are helpless. They might run up to your face and shout, "Stop, lawbreaker," but you're free to ignore them and just stand there. Because they will do the same thing because they cannot see you. They do not know where the lawbreaker is, who they are, or what they're really actually, doing. You can continue the crime spree completely unimpeded, and they just kind of yell. When I say that Enchanted Chameleon 100 breaks the game, I mean it. There are no enemies, no NPCs, nothing that can react to you. Or if they have the ability to react, they can't actually attack you. And it's not a cheat. It's something you can do in the game if you're good enough at enchanting. The entire enchanting system got major nerfs in Skyrim, and that means you can't pull off tricks like this, which makes sense for balance, but for people who just like doing stupid stuff, it's a little disappointing. There's nothing in Skyrim quite as game-breakingly ridiculous as this. It's essentially cheating without codes. At number 5 is Baldur's Gate 3. Forget drinking those potions, just throw them on the ground. I'm an adult! Yeah, every time I come back to Baldur's Gate 3, I find some new big brain strategy. It sounds ridiculous on paper, but it actually works. And while this one isn't the most exciting compared to doing stuff like manhandling a major NPC and beating them up in the back alley, it's extremely useful, and it'll actually save you a lot of potions in the long run. The trick is simple. Instead of just drinking a potion to heal yourself like a common pleb, you do this completely unintuitive thing instead. Group all your damaged party members together and throw the potion at the ground near all of them instead of at them, and the potion will break on the ground and grants everybody the effects of the potion instead of just one person. It works in every possible context and with buff potions as well as poisons. It's always better for whatever reason to throw your liquids on the ground than it is to use them directly. Yeah, that's right. I ain't part of your system. The actual area of effect is usually pretty small, but as long as everyone is grouped together, it'll work. So instead of using 3 potions to heal 3 injured party members, happy birthday to the ground. Stuff like this is what makes Baldur's Gate 3 so fascinating. There's so many little tricks and secrets buried in there. Welcome to the real world, jackass. Let's see what the editor does with this one and how culturally up on things they were a decade or so ago. At number 4 is Dark Souls 3's Dark Eater Midir. Easy defeat. I don't know how to phrase this. Let me just explain it. The dragon, super difficult fight, even for these games, but there's an easy, I don't want to go as far as to say like super easy or anything. It's an easier way to deal with it, all right? There's an unassuming little spell in the game called Pestilent Mist. It conjures up an area mist that does constant damage to enemies that are in the mist. If you're mostly using it on low-level mobs, it might not seem super effective, but it has a little bit of a secret. The damage scales depending on the health of the enemy. So the more health the creature has, the more damaging the spell is. Interesting, huh? Well, that's what makes it such a powerful tool against the dragon. He's got a massive health pool, so in turn, the spell does tons of damage. With the right timing and positioning, it can do devastating damage to a boss in a very short amount of time. It's not an I win button. You still need to have some baseline skill to survive the encounter, but if you use Pestilent Mist in conjunction with your normal offense, you'll take down an extremely tough boss way faster. Moving on to number 3, it's committing insurance fraud in EVE Online. One of the classic big brain tricks. Worked so well, developers had to rework how ship insurance functioned to stop players from exploiting it. Before discovering the loophole, however, certain clever players were able to buy ships, get them insured, and then immediately destroy them to get a big insurance payout, like literally just committing insurance fraud in EVE Online. The trick here is that under the old insurance system, the amount of cash you get for ship insurance was tied to the mineral cost of the ship, which was a set amount. But this is EVE Online, the prices of everything fluctuates. That includes minerals, Marie, if we're making decade-old pop culture references. Actually, it might be older than a decade at this point. I don't know. I'll keep track. Anyway, it's possible that the mineral prices would drop below the set amount, and if it did, that meant players could build a ship cheaper than the going rate, destroy it, and get an insurance payout for more than what they put into it. That was not even the end of it either. There were even more elaborate forms of this trick where large grounds could fill up with all these insurance fraud slips with normally worthless items that artificially were increased in price just by buying a ton of them, which would in turn earn the group a bunch of loyalty points, and all this suddenly valuable worthless junk would go up in smoke with the mass-produced fraud ships. This has all been patched out, but back when it worked, honest to goodness, very big brain, very fun. I mean, you're literally like committing fraud in what is a real economy with no real-life consequences. How could you not want to do that? Moving on to number 2, it's Valkyria Chronicles, Rushing the Objective. When you're playing through this tactical RPG the first time, seems like carefully and cautiously planning, tactically going into things with care, seems like the way to go, right? Keep all your soldiers in cover, move forward incrementally and with a group. Even though it's sort of a third-person shooter hybrid thing, most players' first instinct is to play it like a turn-based strategy game with like Final Fantasy Tactics style stuff. Funny thing is, while that seems like a sound strategy, the actual big brain move is to do the complete opposite. Entirely counterintuitive, but if you want the best score at the end of the mission, what you actually do is rush the objective as fast as you can. This means taking your one game-breaking character who's supposed to be kind of vulnerable and weak, but boost their stats with orders that make them easily untouchable to enemy counterfire and just run straight towards the objective and win the mission in literal seconds.
Good luck.
Enemy sighted! Think you can stop me? Enemy sighted! Enemy sighted!
These types of missions are meant to last like a half hour or an hour. Like, they're not short, but this trick completely bypasses all the difficulty. In missions where you're meant to defend or do something other than capture an objective, it's going to take longer, obviously. But the ones where you're just supposed to capture a place, just run past the bad guys and win. That's it, no problem.
My turn, okay? Don't even think of dodging. Now!
Watch out for enemy counteroffensives.
Think you can stop me?
Enemy unit neutralized.
And finally, at number 1, Gothic 2 gives you the option to skip a quest and turn into a sheep. Say what? So a sheep might have the brain size of a pea, but whoever figured this trick out is the biggest brain boy in town because it is so dumb, but somehow it actually works. So in Gothic 2, there's a point in the game where you have to talk to somebody, and depending on your faction, you're forced to do a quest for them. If you're working with the mages or the militia, this is a forced quest. It's tedious and pretty annoying to get through, but there's a way to trick this guy into thinking you're not part of either group. What you do is you turn into a sheep. There's various scrolls in this game that allow you to transform into all kinds of creatures. The most useless being the sheep. You can't do anything in sheep form. You just run around and make sheep noises, which I guess is kind of what sheep do. Not like that's unrealistic or anything, but sometimes random guards will want to kill you. Don't know why.
What a bloody stupid beast.
Not a great form to take, but for whatever reason, you talk to this guy in the sheep form. Even if they're part of your guild, he'll think you're not, and that lets you bypass this quest entirely. How this works is simple. Unlike almost every other creature in the game, which is categorized as some kind of faction, the sheep is not. It's not considered a good guy or a bad guy. It's just blank, and that throws off the NPC, and he leaves you alone. It doesn't stop other people on the street from stopping you and trying to spark up a conversation with you, a sheep, but hey, you can at least skip one annoying quest. And it's a big brain trick. Like, it's impressive that somebody came up with this one. That's all for today. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications. And as always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter and book me on Cameo at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.